Hello! I have a rather exciting announcement for you today, or at least it's exciting to me. As you may know, I really enjoy Sarah Beth Durst's books, and so does Jessie from the Bookish Mum. So we have decided that in August we are going to host a little Sarah Beth Durst along, which means that in the month of August, if you have been meaning to try reading Sarah Beth Durst's books, now is the time, or if you have been meaning to carry on with Sarah Beth Durst's books, then now is the time. Or if you've never even heard of Sarah Beth Durst but would like to join us in reading some of her books, then you can do that in August. In a little while I'm going to be telling you the books that I plan to read, but first I'm going to start with the books of hers that I have already read. So the very first book I read by Sarah Beth Durst was Fire and Heist, which I got in a fairyloot box absolutely ages ago. I think it was one of, if not my first fairyloot book, and I read it pretty quickly after receiving it and I absolutely loved it. That one is a YA story about a wyvern, which is like a were-dragon, and her mum goes missing and she plans a heist with a few of her friends. It's YA, but very, very fun, quick and easy read, and it's a standalone, which is always really nice. From there, I really wanted to read more Sarah Beth Durst because I really enjoyed her straightforward, easy to read writing style and her character work in particular. And the next book that I picked up by her was The Queen of Blood, which is the first book in the Queens of Renthia series, and since then I have also read book 2 in that series. And this one is an adult epic fantasy series, but the books are very, very short. They're about, I want to say, 300 to 400 pages each, which is pretty short for an adult fantasy novel. And I've spoken about Queen of Blood quite a few times on my channel because I do think it's really brilliant. It's got great atmosphere and a great forest setting where there are spirits who are somewhat destructive, and by destructive I mean murderous. There is plenty of death and blood in Queen of Blood, as you might anticipate from the name, and the characters are fantastic, and it's not tropey at all. Not that there's anything wrong with tropes, but it's just very, very different from what you might expect of an epic fantasy series. And the second book was possibly even better. I'm not sure if I can say that, but I did really enjoy it, and I feel like the character that we were introduced to in book 2 I liked even more than the characters we were introduced to in book 1, which is great. So naturally I'm going to go ahead and use the Sarah Beth Durst along to finish out that series by reading The Queen of Sorrow. This is book 3, the final book in that trilogy, although there is a spin-off novel called The Deepest Blue, which I am hoping that I will also be able to get to. So I of course can't tell you what this one is about, but I've already told you what the first one in the series is about, and this is the continuation of that story. And I don't actually know what The Deepest Blue is about because I don't really like to look at the synopsis for sequels, even if they're spin-offs, because I don't want to kind of potentially accidentally spoil myself. But I think that it is a different part of Renthia where that book is set in particular. So I'm very excited to hopefully be reading those two. Definitely this one at the very least. I would also like to read The Bone Maker, which is a book that Jessie read earlier in the year, and that was actually her first Sarah Beth Durst book. And if I have the time, I would also like to read Race the Sands. So Race the Sands follows two characters. One of them is a rider and one of them is a trainer. The rider will ride a monster and the trainer will train them to compete in a highly prestigious race for which there is a massive prize, and they both need this money for their own reasons, while the Bone Maker follows 4 characters who many years ago fought with a 5th member of their group to defeat a great evil, but sadly one of their number did die, and now the band is getting back together to defeat evil once more and hopefully, possibly, bring back their lost comrade. And I don't know much more about either of these books than that, but to be honest, I don't like knowing too much going into books anyway, and I trust Sarah Beth Durst at this point. They both sound super interesting. I've heard great things about the Bone Maker from Jessie, so I am super excited to read them. So if I can read this one and those 2, then I'll have finished a series, I'll be caught up on a series, and I'll have read a standalone, so I won't have started another new series, which is good in my books because my series situation is problematic at best. So those are the books that I am planning to read. This is a month-long readathon, read-along, whatever you want to call it. Basically, we're just dedicating the month to prioritising reading Sarah Beth Durst's books, so I hope that you will join us. I will probably vlog the experience and post that somewhere towards the end of August, and it's all very casual, but if there's anything you would like us to do during the read-along, readathon, whatever it is, then let us know. I'll probably host at least some reading sprints at some point during the month, so you can join me for those. But I am very, very excited because I do really like Sarah Beth Durst's books and writing, and so I'm really looking forward to getting to more of them. I'm looking forward to finishing this series, and I'm particularly excited to read The Bone Maker. It's new out this year and it sounds amazing, so I will tell you all about it in a vlog coming very soon. But I hope that you will join us. Let me know down in the comments if you are going to participate and what you think you might read. And I will of course link Jessie's channel and her video down in the description bar. Don't forget to check out Ponderful Books in the description bar as well. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks, bye!